My name's Holly Klein, and we're here to share my mother-in-law's story about the donation of her home to Habitat.
And I'm Mike Klein, and as Holly said, we're here to talk about my mom, Peggy Ruhmanseder, who donated her home to Habitat. The gift is my mother's idea, and that's just the type of person that she is. So my mom was a wonderful, strong woman who became a single mother very early in her adult life, at a time where it was difficult for women to obtain credit. She worked very hard to keep her home. She kept my two sisters and I safe and secure, and her home was such a special place for her. It was a safe place, a place where she put her work and time to make beautiful. She lived in that home for 65 plus years, and was kind of like the anchor of her block. She went through several generations of neighbors who she interacted with and who at the end watched out for her.
She was a really strong woman, a great role model, and she really made that home a family safe place. She pretty much raised our children there. You know, as we were working, she watched them, and our kids have incredible memories of that home. She was just an amazing human being.
And she went through each grouping of her grandchildren's, from my two older sisters to our children, who spent their summers there and lots of weekends and nights. And as we went through her records after she had died, we saw so many different charities that she supported with donations throughout her life. Yeah, and she loved the mission of Habitat. That's one of the reasons she wanted to donate her home.
Habitat built a home in Firestone Park, and that was part of what spurred the conversation to kind of, get that conversation moving about donating hers. She was very worried about always leaving things for the kids, and I just said to her, I said, don't worry about it. We don't want your money. We love you for who you are. If you want to do something with your house, donate it. Do something, leave a legacy for you. And she really loved the mission of Habitat, and her home was so important to her, and it was such a safe place that I think in her mind, that's what she wanted to do for others.
Yeah, leave it for somebody else who would see it that way too.
Yeah.
Yep. Holly and I both work in hospice, so we see people who, discussions like that can be difficult because then it brings up thoughts about death, and
It's a scary topic.
Yeah, it's a frightening topic, but it's something that can, as Holly said earlier, contribute to a legacy. So we encourage families to talk about things like that with each other in a loving, non-threatening way that helps support whatever legacy and remembrance that family wants to create. Yeah, and I think Habitat's mission of helping people into home ownership as a way to provide stability for a person and a family, perhaps, I think that was something really important that resonated for her.
It was an easy process. So from after the time that Peggy passed to, getting the home to Habitat, Rochelle was so easy to work with and just met with me and said, whatever time you need. And then it was just transferred to Habitat. It was such an easy process. I would imagine that would make some people hesitant, like, oh, that has to be a headache to donate a home, and there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of this. It was seamless. And just the fact that we know the home is going to go to somebody who needs it, with all the memories I have there, with holidays, and I'm going to cry, with holidays and raising our kids and all the moments there, just knowing that that is going to somebody else and they're going to have that. If you have the ability to donate a home to somebody else,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you'll know that those things that are important
Yeah.
will have the potential to continue with you.
Yeah, the family legacy.
I think another important thing that maybe when I think about habitat, donating an existing home that can be repurposed or whatever, renovated for a new family, even from an environmentally conscious point of view, it costs less, it's less burden on the planet to renovate an existing home rather than create a new home and all the materials and everything that has to be done there. So Akron has an awful lot of homes that can be donated and move on to a new family in this way. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, if anybody is considering doing it, I would say just do it. My kids are proud of the fact that somebody else is going to be living in that home, having the memories that they had growing up. We still drive by the house every now and then and just know that it's being renovated and rehabbed, and someone else is going to have those memories and that love and that experience. So if there's at all any hesitancy, it's so easy. Just do it.
I think that she will have a lot of joy seeing another family living in that home.
100%.